Wells Fargo makes money the old-fashioned way. They steal it. All right, time now for the update on the Tool of the Month feature. It's brought to you every month, the last Thursday of the month, by Maine Oxy. This month featuring a Hogan magnetic drill. Get the new redesigned portable drill for only $9.99. Maine Oxy, your first choice for gases, welding, and innovative solutions since 1929. We give you 3 of really stupid sound bites from stupid people or corrupt people to choose from, and then we ask you to vote on it. So, what are the how's the voting going so far, Steve?
David Rohde's pack of lone wolves is at 9%. Gary Johnson's latest Aleppo moment is at 17%. 74% think Charlie Crist calling Hillary Clinton honest makes him the Maine Oxy Tool of the Month.
Really? Wow. I think I would have voted for Rohde. You know, 1, 2, many lone wolves.
But isn't Johnson just the classic definition of a tool?
He is a tool. He is a tool. But you know, the thing is, he's so stupid. I'm starting to fear that he's not going to take as many votes away from Hillary Clinton as I thought he would.
Hey, we're talking about Democrats here, Howie. Come on.
What do you mean? You don't think they're even going to know?
No, not at all. This might even endear them to him.
Yeah, he's a real tool. There's no doubt about it. So is Charlie Crist, though. You know, I mean, I think Charlie Crist started out as a Democrat, then he became a Republican. He was actually elected as a Republican. Then he was going to lose to Marco Rubio, so he dropped out of the Senate fight and he became an independent. And then now he's a Democrat again, and he's going to lose again.
And through it all, there was that fan there keeping him dry.
Right. Yeah. He seems to have somewhat of a problem with his sweat glands.
He needs to get some of those Botox injections.
It's a genetic thing, perhaps. By the way, did you know that today is National Coffee Day? I did not know that there was a National Coffee Day. For me, every day is National Coffee Day. And if I ever have a day without coffee, it becomes National Headache Day.
I learned about it this morning.
I'm addicted. You went to the Dunkin' Donuts, right?
I went to McDonald's, and they when we walked, I guess I was going through the drive-thru and I ordered the coffee, and he's like, "Yeah, the coffee's going to be free. Is that okay?" No, charge me for it.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, what's this all about? Are you trying to rip me off by giving me free coffee? All right, 603 says, strange listening to Democrats asking Wells Fargo to take responsibility for this scandal. They should be asking Hillary to drop out of the race. Does anyone in politics have more scandals? I don't know. 781 says, Howie, aren't Hillary's campaign contributions being processed through Wells Fargo? Haven't there been issues of double and triple charging?
There are some, now that they're in super customer service mode, they've been reporting that the Hillary Clinton campaign was overcharging some customers. Small donors, they'll charge them $10. So Wells Fargo is trying to spill the beans on Hillary in the wake of the scandal.
But so Hillary's super PACs and campaign committees, they have their accounts at Wells Fargo. Is that what you're saying?
No. So what happened was if you text the Hillary Clinton text line and then you can text them donate and give them $10.
Yeah.
What they were doing is charging those small donors again without permission, without consent from the small donor. And Wells Fargo was just one of the banks that reported that this was happening, that they were getting a large number of fraud alerts.
Oh, I see.
From their users. I don't think Wells Fargo is the bank that's processing their transactions.
Oh, okay. So they would see that the money was being withdrawn repeatedly from small accounts by the Clinton campaign.
Well, the users, it wasn't a high enough level for to set off the fraud alarms at Wells Fargo, but the account holders would say, "Hey, what's going on? Why is the Hillary Clinton campaign taking this money from me?"
Can you imagine this? You know, that Wells Fargo is ratting out the Clinton campaign. Is there no honor among thieves? Frank, you're next with Howie Carr on the General Communications listener line. Go ahead, Frank.
How you doing, Howie?
Hi, good.
First time I got a chance to call you. So I just wanted to, you probably don't remember, back in the late 90s, Wells Fargo was involved in their mortgage end that I'm talking about now. They were involved in some kind of there was a scam with the money they put for escrow.
Yeah.
The money for escrow, they had gotten involved with reinvesting money that was put aside for escrow to pay your taxes and insurance.
Yeah.
And they basically, what they were doing is they were investing our money that people pay in large mortgages.
Yeah.
They were investing in I guess what we call today hedge funds. They were making gazillions of dollars and not passing that money along to the people that they were making the money from.
Oh.
And it just so happens I benefited from from that scheme because there was a large class action suit that got settled. I believe it was in 1998, and it's like me and my wife at the time. We basically just had our mortgage pretty much. We no longer had to pay for the escrow, which is a good thing. But the best thing about that is they threw an extra $10,000 on my mortgage.
Yeah, they seem to have a really shady record now that we look at it. Steve, see if you can find out some more if there are anything the other shady schemes. So they're involved in this thing where they set up 2 million fake accounts have been fined $185 million. They were illegally repossessing the automobiles of service members because they have apparently Wells Fargo because it's Democrats again. So the Democrat administration has allowed them to set up these branches on military bases like Fort Dix and all over the place. And so they've been ripping off servicemen, and they're going to be fined $20 million on that. And it's just a corrupt operation, and it's owned by Warren Buffett, or he owns the largest stake in the company. Warren Buffett, a Democrat, and these people that are running the scams are Democrats, and they give big money to Democrats. And Hillary Clinton has gotten $250,000. Is she going to give that money back? Is Hillary Clinton going to return the money that she got from these white collar gangsters? So here we have, this is the Republican chairman of the House Banking Committee, Jeb Hensarling. I think it's the way it's pronounced. And this isn't at the hearing today. This is an interview he gave, I think, to CNN earlier.
It just is beyond belief that you could have over the course of 5 years, 5,000 employees dismissed, 2 million fraudulent accounts, and somebody up the food chain, somebody in upper management didn't either direct it, condone it, or turn a blind eye to it, and an individual has to be held accountable. Again, it's not just enough. At the end of the day, it's not a bank that committed this fraud. It was some individual group of individuals, and the American people demand justice and fairness and accountability under the rule of law. So very well, there could be securities laws violations here that Wells has to answer for.
781 says, imagine the media Democrat conglomerate outrage at Donald Trump if it were he and the Republicans that were so closely tied to such outrageous behavior by a huge national bank. And Chef Chris says, Howie, do you really buy this show trial? Dems are in high dudgeon, but there is no prosecution. It's all for show. Well, yeah. I mean, of course it is. But, I mean, that doesn't mean you could overlook it. I mean, you have to. I feel like you ought to know about this. I'm interested in this. I read all the stories in the Wall Street Journal about this. I can't believe that they're not going to prosecute anybody. I have a feeling that somebody will step up. The Attorney General. I know it's Loretta Lynch. I know corrupt as the day is long, and I mean June 21st. But I think this is just this is low-hanging fruit for a prosecutor. I mean, how can you not take these people down? Frank, you're next with Howie Carr on the General Communications listener line. Go ahead, Frank.
Yeah, Howie, it's low-hanging fruit as long as Lynch doesn't get in the orchard or Comey, because if that happens, they'll kill the whole orchard and nobody will be around to testify. Or we'll all get immunity, and we'll all go to jail, and they'll get immunity. There's something screwy will happen. But when you were describing earlier how they were nitpicking and nits and lice and nickel and dime and everything.
Yeah, no, $5-10 a month. Yeah, I mean somebody.
I got a good.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got a good question for you. To me, that's a microcosm. Now you explain to me, if you will, the difference between Wells Fargo and the government of the United States today. What is the difference? And I would submit to you, sir, not a damn farthing.
No, that's Frank. I said that earlier in the show. This is another indication. You know, the people further down the food chain, whether it's Wells Fargo or the federal government, I mean, they get into trouble for breaking the law. All those Wells Fargo people making $12 an hour were all fired. And yet these people, the people at the top of the totem pole, you'll pardon the expression, Senator Warren, are walking away with millions. And these guys in the Naval Reserve who take pictures to post on their Facebook pages of a cool engine in a submarine, they go to the brig for 3 months. And Hillary Clinton probably allows state secrets to be stolen off of her private server. And she's a 50-50 shot at being the next president of the United States. I agree. It's total. Both are total symbols of what America has become, which is just a corrupt banana republic, where it's not a nation of laws anymore. It's a nation of corrupt influences. Thanks for the call, Frank. Speaking of Comey, has anybody ever destroyed their reputation more quickly than James Comey? I mean, this guy was Mr. Clean. This guy was one of the most respected bureaucrats in America. And now everybody knows, maybe not a crook, but he's certainly a handmaiden to crooks. He enables crooks. This is how bad it's gotten for James Comey. This is yesterday. It's just a quick. We got 2 sound cuts, but I'll play the important one first. Cut number 2.
You can call us wrong, but don't call us weasels. We are not weasels.
Can I quote you on that, Director?
Says who?
You can call us wrong, but don't call us weasels. We are not weasels.
That's not for you to say whether you're a weasel or not. That's for the rest of us to say. And Director Comey, I say you are a bleeping weasel.
You can call us wrong, but don't call us weasels. We are not weasels.
Okay. So then here he is. They're saying, they're asking him. I mean, he's getting the same kind of beating, just from Republicans, as opposed to Stumpf, who's getting a beating on both sides of the aisle. But Comey is getting a beating from Republicans about this. And so they're asking him, so you're saying you think Hillary Clinton is an honest person?
2 months ago, Hillary Clinton, in talking about her emails, claimed that you said, and I quote, that my answers were truthful. PolitiFact, by the way, gave this claim a pants-on-fire rating. Did you say that she was telling the truth with respect to her email claims?
I did not. I never say that about anybody. Our business is never to decide whether we believe someone. Our business is always to decide what evidence do we have that would convince us not to believe that person. It's an odd way to look at the world, but it's how investigators look at the world.
Thank you.
I believe I have the evidence to say, Mr. Comey, that you are a weasel.
You can call us wrong, but don't call us weasels. We are not weasels.
You're not even a wolverine. You're a weasel. 1-844-500-4242. I'm Howie Carr.
Howie Carr. You can trust him. He's not like the others.